Korang balik UIA ke?
Saya tidak.
Aduh, tak balik. Tak balik ke? Aduh.
Korang balik ke?
Ni kat UIA dia daripada last time kat UIA.
Oh. IIUM lover.
Tak sempat lah nak rasa raya kat UIA ni.
IIUM lover.
Tak sempat lah nak rasa raya kat UIA ni.
IIUM lover.
Dia macam tak sempat lah nak rasa raya kat UIA. Rasa macam dah start live dah ni. Diorang?
Oh, dah start
The live has started.
Kejap tunggu crowd lagi.
Yeah, no problem. We will wait for the moderator to start.
Alright, kita baca komen dulu. Assalamualaikum Muhammad Khairi. Aimina Suha, Selangor clear. Zikri bin Adnan, terbaik Wanta. Zulaika, KL clear. Indonesia clear. UIA clear. Okay. Don't forget to invite your friends to join our live session today. Alright, for the time being, you guys can check out our social media accounts for the updates from IFSC. Don't forget to follow, okay? Alright, I think we should get started right now. It's already 11:05 a.m. Nervous. Alright. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajma'in. Hi and assalamualaikum everyone. I hope everyone is doing great at home. Okay, please stay at home, stay safe. Don't go out unless you have very important things or urgent things that needs you to go out. Follow all the SOPs that set by the government. in order for us to break the chain of COVID-19. All right. So I guess everyone knows our program name is Fourth Flat Hacks. So obviously, we are going to talk and discuss regarding on how to score in your academics, how to score four flats, how to be one of the dean list students, tip on how to manage your time very well, how to balance between academic and co-curriculum, and many more. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Badri Shamandullah. I'm a third year student from Finance Department, and I'm going to be your moderator for today. So please stay with me or stay with us until the live session today. So we have a special speakers also imported from our own kuliah of Academic and Management Sciences. And so without further ado, let us welcome in our speakers for today, Brother Muhammad Rizwan bin Matahi and also Sister Dura Nur Nazira binti Rosali. So please give big applause to them even virtually so I cannot see you through the screen. Okay. So how are you, Brother Rizwan and also Sister Dura?
Alhamdulillah.
So where are you guys right now? At home, campus or Mahala?
I'm at home.
So currently I'm staying in the Mala in campus.
All right. So you guys look so energetic, yes, today. Have you taken your breakfast?
Yes.
Okay, what are you having for your breakfast today?
I ate fried noodles.
Yeah, same with me. I'm having fried
Noodles, huh?
noodle and a cup of coffee.
Oh, so you guys taking heavy meal for breakfast. But for me, usually I don't take heavy meal for the breakfast because I would vomit or I would throw up later on. So a cup of coffee or tea is enough for me. I don't know what's wrong with my stomach. So Sister Dura, I think you are coming from originally from Johor, right?
Yes, exactly, from Johor.
And I know that some of Johorian, I don't know whether which some parts of Johor or all Johorian eat satay for breakfast. Is that true?
I think not all part of Johor it's at Satay, but specific part is at Muar where they bakar satay at in the morning and
In the morning,
yes, exactly.
because usually we take satay for our dinner, right? So
Yes.
it's quite new for me to know that Johorian eat satay for breakfast, but only at Muar, right?
Yes.
Mostly at Muar. Okay. So, without wasting any time, I think some of us already know you guys are, but I still want you guys to introduce yourself. So we start, Brother Rizwan. Can you tell us a bit about you?
Alright, Rahim. A very short introduction. My name is Ridwan and in UIA I'm called Wanta. So basically this is the my friend's name given to me lah. So I'm currently in my last semester doing Bachelor of Science in Islamic Finance. So yeah, that's all for me.
I think the connections is not good. All right. Okay, done. All right. So this is your last semester at IIUM, right? So how about Sister Dura?
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Dura Nur Nazira. People call me Dura. I am third year second semester for doing Bachelor of Economics in IIUM KENMS. Hello everyone.
All right. Thank you for our speakers for introducing yourself. So I think we move forward to our first questions today. Our first question would sound like K-bite or height order thinking question a bit, but I believe both of you can answer very well. All right, so be prepared. All right, first question would be from your personal point of view, how you define GPA, CGPA, or pointer to yourself. I mean, is that just a number, or you want to say that those pointer are reflecting your effort all this while? We can start with Sister Dura first.
Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone. As we all know that CGPA is only contained for 3 digits. or yes, 3 digit. So for me, CGPA is a score for our effort. We know that effort cannot be changed into percentage, but I think CGPA show how much our effort that we put in our academic and how much we focus and we give commitment to our academics. And also CGPA is an indicator in our academics. And also, I think CGPA somehow give a satisfaction at the end of the semester, so that because I know everyone burn late night candles, everyone put their all hard works, everyone study hard, everyone and maybe some of them study smart, whatever it is. I think CGPA is a satisfaction at the end of the semester that you know how hard you put on that semester and how you must get or how you deserve for your CGPA.
All right, so you say that CGPA is the indicator for you, and if you are not doing very well for the particular semester and the recent semester, you say that that shows how performance you are for that semester, right? So you can
Yeah.
improve for the next semesters and so on. Okay, that's good. Okay, how about brother Rizwan?
All right. So the way I look at my CGPA is basically it reflects how much I understand about a particular subject. So how well I do in that subject or in that current semester. So it is important, but it is not everything for me because it doesn't actually really define who I am. So let's say if I have given my best in during that particular semester, but I still could not score or could not perform well, then I would not really regret because I know myself that I've given my best. It's just give an indicator that I need to do better and I need to try different approach for this for certain subject. So because at the end of the day, I believe that there are so many factors that could affect the CGPA, that would affect our CGPA. For example, maybe the financial status of our family, maybe our health condition, maybe our social environment that might affect our studies, or maybe even the structure of the assignment might be challenging for us to adapt. So I think that the CGPA doesn't really tell much about your effort, but it's just an indicator how well we do in that particular subject. I also believe that CGPA is a good indicator for us to reflect ourselves lah. Let's say if we got a quite low CGPA, so we should reflect on ourselves. Have we given our best in that semester? If the answer is yes, then we shouldn't really worry that much lah. But if we realize that our effort is not sufficient and we got really low CGPA, because of our own weaknesses that we can actually improve, then we should use that low CGPA as an indicator or a reflective for us to do better next semester. So basically, that's how I look at my CGPA lah.
So you say that CGPA is not everything because if you got a lower CGPA it's because probably during the throughout the semesters that particular semester you are having some circumstances that you cannot encounter you cannot deal with. So we can really look at the CGPA is for everything, right? So yeah, I guess that's really important. Okay, so we move to the second question. Okay, since we are in the pandemic time, did you guys encounter any problems or challenges that could affect your studies? And how do you guys cope with this tough situation in terms of your academics or studies? So, Brother Rizwan, can you answer first?
All right, sure. But so I share based on my experience lah. So I think basically the first semester we have the online classes is during last year during the March. I think March we have the first lockdown in Malaysia. So during that time I went back to my home, and then I believe that I can do well anywhere I study, but the truth is I cannot do well or I cannot perform well in my study when I'm staying at home. So the reason is because I cannot focus for even during the lecture or even during final assessment. I cannot focus or I cannot concentrate. I simply don't feel the vibe or the tension that this is the final semester, or not the final semester. This is the final examination period that I need to study. I don't feel that kind of vibe. that kind of feeling, because I'm staying at home with my family. So yeah, there's certain environment that doesn't really make or doesn't really push me to study lah. So because of that, I decided to go back to UIA last semester and continue my study in the campus. So because of that, I think I somehow managed to focus more on my study. But still, because of the online learning, I still cannot focus even during the lecture, because I know that somehow I cannot focus with the video lecture because I like to do other things during that time. And even last semester during the final assessment or during the final examination period, I still don't feel the vibe of want to study lah. And but then it's somehow still better rather than me staying at home, because when I'm study at home, I cannot really focus on my study because my home is actually quite small and I have a lot of siblings. So somehow we have to share like the space in the house. So it is not very conducive for me to study, I would say. But it is not so that's the reason I go back to UIA, because I want to have this kind of conducive environment, and somehow it works better lah for me. And yeah, I think that's one of the thing or I do to improve my study. But then still, even when I'm staying in the campus, I still couldn't do that well as compared to having the physical classes, because I think I can focus more on the physical class uh, uh, rather than the online class. Yeah. So that's the only thing I can do lah. Staying at the campus.
All right, so I believe during this pandemic era, everyone has faced different challenges. As you think you say that you doesn't have you need a conducive environments, so that's why you are going back to UIA. So you more focus, study at UIA, IIUM rather than at your home. All right, so we move to Sister Dura.
Okay, going back to the question, which is how what is the challenges that we face? I believe that from the physical class that we have last year March, and then we need to change in the environment to online class or study at home. I think it is a very huge. We need to adapt with the huge changes lah. So what I identify in these challenges is four, which I will come up with tips on how to adapt with these challenges. The first one is about family, because everyone knows that when we study at home, we have challenge with our family, because our family will always say, why you always stay at your room, like can we have breakfast together every day, because they want to have because they always remember that when we are at home, we are in semester break or we are on our mid-sem break, so they expect that we can spend time a lot with them. But this time it will be different, because since 8:30 a.m. I know IIUM students the early class that we can have is at 8:30 a.m. right? So family will somehow don't understand that we have classes, we need to have we need to finish our assignment, we have group discussion, so they don't think that what you do in your room, like they don't know why we are staying at room and what we did. So my advice or my suggestion is you can for me, I believe that every family have group WhatsApp, right? So what I did is I snap or I screenshot my schedule, and then I put on my WhatsApp group family, and I say to them, this is my schedule, and hope everyone can understand and don't give a distraction on my rooms, for example, not for entering my rooms, or they want to calling me out, shouting to having lunch together. So by doing this, family members will understand you. So we need to clarify to them that we have classes, we have commitments on our academics, so let them understand, because we don't want to hurt any feeling of our family members, right? Okay, the second challenges is at home we have no curfew, we can go out anywhere anytime we want. So especially when our family members want to go for outing, for example shopping or eating outside, so my advice is we need to limit ourselves. For example, if we going out with family during the day, so we need to make sure that at night we have spend our time for our academic. We need to balance between the family matters and also the academic matters. Next is the next challenges is environmental study, which I believe with brother Ridwan Tahir Wanta that it is very hard to create the environment study in home, which I believe I also admitted that until I need to set up my workplace exactly like in UIA rooms. For example, I bought a table, and then I bought a study board. I make sure that the environment is somehow kind of similar to IIUM rooms, in IIUM rooms, so that we have the feeling of study. Because in our room we have our bed, we have anything we have. So make sure you have proper preparation for your workplace. Make sure the environment is good. You are in a conducive and comfortable. If you are not comfortable enough with the condition at home, I believe that the way what brother Ridwan Tahir do is the best way lah. So you can go back to UIA, because it will helps you in your academics, attention to your academics. And then last, I think the challenge to everyone is to access library website, which I believe we have assignment on writing paper, research paper. So we need to have a paper on online online library online, right? So we have research paper to refer to, which I believe they will be very difficult, and also to access for final examination paper. So for this challenge, what I could advise is at the end of the semester, I know everyone will struggle with preparation for final examination. So my advice is, don't shy or don't feel hesitate to PM or to email your lecturer to ask them set of financial examination paper, because this is the only solution that we can do. Or else, about the research paper, for me, what I did, I'm taking English for academic writing, which we need a lot of reference paper, right? So what I did is I can just only Google Scholar, and you need to make sure that the paper that you refer to is the reference is clarified, the reference is what we call qualified, certified, like that. And make sure, if you have this kind of problem to access library website, don't shy or don't hesitate to ask your lecturer, because that is the only way that can help us in preparation better for our final examination.
All right. I think this pandemic is really new for us because it's almost a year, and it's really hard to make the people understand what we are going through, especially for the students who are going online classes and do assignments online anymore. And Sister Dura said it's really hard to make her family to understand her situations or conditions, but she managed to like send snap the pictures of her schedule and so send to the group WhatsApp to clarify what she's going through actually, her conditions and his situations during the during the live online classes. And next, she said that we have no curfew. When we are at home, we can go out, we can anytime, anywhere, and it's really most important. We need to divide our time very well. We need to manage our time very well. And the next is it's really hard for us because we are not in the campus, so we cannot go to the library and access for the passage paper. But she said the tips is don't shy and ask your lecturer, like you go PM or WhatsApp or email them. So it is very good tips that we can take. All right, so we move to the next questions. So I believe both of you are active in co-curriculum activities and programs, either in IIUM and outside of the campus. So how do you guys manage your time to balance both co-curriculum and academic, even before the pandemic hit us? We start with Sister Dura.
All right, I believe right now everyone is struggling also with their extracurricular, because we know that it will give star point, or it will give a point in our resume or our CVs. I believe that, which also it can polish our soft skills, for example, communication skill, volunteering skills, and also networking skills. So what I did is I joined a program or a club or any particular organization according to my ability or my capability. For example, if you know that you cannot commit to this one organization, it's better for you to not enter that particular organization, because having responsibilities in organization is very hard, is very tough. In addition, we need to balance with our academics, right? So my advice, what I did is I will find any organization or club that related to my interest. For example, I like economics so much. So what I did is, if anytime I join any club, I will find any unit or bureau under economics related. So somehow I think it will have opportunity for me to practicalize, or for me to apply what I learned in class to what in reality life. So that is my advice lah, because it will connect your passion in academics for economics or accounting or finance or business into what your real life that you did. So you have that spirit that you bring from academic to the real life study. But if you want to go for any units, it also encourageable, because you can learn new thing also. And also for me, always not to have only one side, only you focus on one side. For example, if at day you have to focus or giving commitment on your clubs, please make sure that on the night day you have spend time also to your academic. Don't put a very focus much on only one side. Make sure these two are balanced. And if you can have sambil, what we call as like for example, if you go to this one what we call program, for me, if I have for example, I have quiz, I will bring my slides, or I will stand by any notes that I can read in between the program. For example, the program will start late, but I arrive earlier. So what I did is I will bring some notes or a simple slide so I can read it before the program start. So we need to make sure the our time arrangement is fair, and we focus on both. Don't focus on academics only but not on the curricular, cannot like that. Or don't focus on curricular so much until your academic is delayed, or you not finishing your homework, or you delay until you procrastinate to do your assignment. That is wrong. Because for me as a student, the most priority we must to put, or we need to focus on, is on academics. By head or by who or by group, the academics will come first, because we have CGPAs that must be completed for our degree life, right? And also, for example, the co-curriculum we can manage, because what I did is I checked my co-curriculum pointer. You can check your co-curriculum pointer with STADD stat. If for example, let's say you already achieved 4 flat on your co-curriculum, so you need to know that you may limit somehow how you can limit what you can join for your next program, because your CGPA for curriculum is already 4 flat. So it's now for you to focus more on study, which that 4 flat for co-curriculum, for me, you can just add up some more, for example, by joining talks or joining programs. So you can have no burden to make sure that co-curriculum is, we need to catch that 4 flat for co-curriculum. Understand, right?
All right. So Sister Dura said that you need to, if you want to join any programs, you need to know your passions first. So if you are passionate in academics, you are better to join economics programs, right? So in other than you can gain a new experience or new knowledge, you can also apply that in that particular courses or academic or subjects, right? So and know your limits. You can check your CGPA for the co-curricular activities in the IMALUM or yeah, so that you know your limits. So you, if you are already to 4 flight, you don't have to join a more. So and you need to focus on your studies. And Sister Dora said that you need to like balance. Okay, the academic is come first, is your priority. All right, so we move to brother Rizwan.
All right, thank you, Bat. So I will share based on my personal experience. So basically, I agree with Sister Dura that study is the priority, but then do not confine your life in the campus with only on study. Okay, so I will share my curricular punya flow in IIUM. So I will separate it into 4 parts. So basically during my first year, what I did was I explore all the possible societies or activities or program that is available in IIUM. So basically that what I did. So whenever there was a viral message or even a booth open around the masjid, around in IFSC or in the HS canteen or cafeteria, then I will have a look and then I will ask them what is this society do, what are the programs, and see if the program is interesting, then I might join them. So for example, during my first year, when I went to HS Cafe, then I saw a booth from the TWC society or club, so Titian Wahyu Club. So I listened to their explanation and I found out that their program is somehow I feel interested to join with. So I decided to join them. So simply because I want to explore new thing, I want to try new thing. And then another thing that I tried is during my first year is when I come across a viral message that they are looking for volunteer for I Can Teach. So during that time, I was only the first year, and then Rohingya student teaching Rohingya students. So I feel like wow, this might be interesting to join. Then I simply joined because I want to try new thing. Then I joined for a couple of weeks. Then yeah, simply joined to gain experience. So that's the first part of my curricular activity. Basically, during the first year, I would like to advise all of you to just explore all the possibilities that exist in IIUM. So because we have more than hundreds club and society, including the KBS. So there are so many program and activity that we can actually join. Secondly, the second part is during my second year. So during the second year, basically I become the committee for the programs. Just pick any of the bureau that is you think you want to try. So basically I like to become the catering, something like that. It's just a very simple job, but basically just to gain exposure on what is the society is all about. So basically that is the second part. Just try to be part of the society, part of the committee, because you will learn how to organize the program. And then the third part in my co-curricular activity is becoming, so basically during the third year, I run for the chairperson of Islamic Finance Students Council. So basically, I try to lead the society itself. So this is the challenge lah. It's very challenging. You have to handle programs. You have to lead your subcommittees, etc. And then during the when I'm in my fourth year, my last semester, I simply want to relax, and I think I don't want to actually involve in any societies or programs anymore, because I think it is time for the junior, the first, second, and third year to try and handle the program themselves. So what as the senior, I'm not saying that I'm that old lah, but as the senior, I think what we should do is try to guide or advise or give suggestions to these new people on how they could handle or how they could somehow avoid from repeating the same mistake that we did previously. So basically, that's how I think how the new students or the junior can somehow arrange their plan for the co-curricular activities. So the first year, you should explore all the possible activities. So you find which society that might suit you the most. Second, you should be, then when you are in your second year or third year, be part of them, join them, learn how to organize program, handle programs, learn what are the problem and how to solve it. And then when in your last year, you should focus more on your career, and then you should give advice to them, to the junior lah basically. So basically, I think in IIUM, because personally, I would say that study is boring, and it somehow will create tension within myself lah. So one way I would do to release the tension is simply join the society, handle program, or listen to talks. This will somehow relieve me from the tension of study. So I think if we focus only on study and we don't have any mechanism to release the tension of the study, we will get tension and be boring to study later on. And then I would say that the benefits of joining society is not limited for you guys to get star points. It basically is to develop ourselves. So I would say that if we want to join society, try to go for different types of programs that will develop different kind of skills and will make us learn a lot of new things. So for example, first you can join the KBS program where we focus more on the career, we focus on the welfare of student. So next, maybe you want to join the Dakwah Based Society. Maybe you can join the Ma'ruf Club, Harmony, something like that. Maybe you don't become part of the committee, but you can join the program that they organize. And next, maybe you can join also the volunteering program. You go to street dakwah, you give food to the homeless people, you go to Rumah Kasih Sayang, something like that. So this kind of program will somehow develop the empathy that will be, I think, it's very crucial for us to have. So there's also another program that I think is very interesting to join because from IRKHS in kuliah in IRKHS Society, I believe that there are many what I call Daurah program where we can learn all these religious knowledge. We can somehow improve ourselves on that part because I believe that this is the uniqueness of IIUM where we can learn a lot and varieties of knowledge, not only limited to study and social skill. We could also develop our moral and our really the knowledge of the religion. We can somehow learn better on that part as well. So yeah, explore all the possibilities in IIM and you will find it interesting. Yeah, that's all from me.
All right. So what can I summarize from Brother Wanta say? That he said that during the first year, you need to explore more program and join the program, all the possibilities that are served for you for the first year, because first year is, I think, is more relaxed for everyone to join any programs, right? So because when you enter the next level, level 2, level 3, it will be more harder. And what Brother Wanta said, it's not like we just not gain the experiences and knowledge during join the programs, but also we can develop our capabilities, our skills for the future, right? So because when we are entering the working sectors later on, those capability skills are also evaluated in certain companies. So I guess that's really clear how to balance the academics and also co-curriculums during your studies in universities. All right, so we move to the next question. Okay, I think this question is quite common among students, and I extremely believe that everyone has faced this kind of situation every semester. And the question is regarding the free riders among the group members. So I believe that you guys also face this issue, right? So what do you guys did for those free riders, and or any tips to handle these situations? Or anyone can answer first?
Okay, I will go first. Okay, for regarding the free rider issues, okay, I have some tips that you might follow or do. These tips, I will be given 4 tips. Okay, the first tip is you need to make sure that you register the subjects with the gang or with friends that you have trust and you have belief in. For example, if you want to prereq subject pre-registration, what I did is I have my circle in academics, which I believe on their works, I believe on their effort, I believe with the quality of what they will pull in my assignment, in our group assignment, in our group discussion. So what I did is I will make sure that I will discuss first all the subjects or related subject that we are going to take next semester with my friends, so that it will secure if we have group assignment. That is the first one, which I believe a lot of students do this, which it will secure our group mates. However, I believe that some lecturer have determined or decide our group mates. So we will have random group mates, new friend, either local student or international student. So first we need to redor of whoever we have for our group assignment, because in all we still need to finish our group assignment with anyone or anyone, right? So that is the first tips. Okay, the second tips is, if you have free riders in your groups, what I did is, firstly you need to ask them what is their problem, why they cannot do their part. Is they don't understand the part that we allocate it with between each others, or they don't know how to make data analysis or research, and they don't know how to get a research paper, where is the reliable sources that they can have. We need to ask them first, because we cannot further just simply report to the lecturers without knowing what their problem, right? So it's not fair for them also, for that free riders. So we need to ask them first what is their problem. If we can, the other group members can help them, we need to help them first. Don't strictly go to the lecturers. Make sure we need to understand them first. We need to know their problem. If we can settle the problem internally to among our group members, then we help each others. Okay. If the free riders still cannot contribute to our group assignment, so we can strictly direct report to our lecturers. Just mention their names and their metric number. Just strictly give strictly tell to your lecturer. But I know some of lecturer doesn't even care on free riders case, which is the lecturers know that we are already adult, which the free riders should not. The problem of free rider should not happen anymore in university level. But what I did, the next tips that I did is, in the front page of the assignment, for example, written assignment or slides, you need to put extra box. For example, in the first page we have box for names, metric numbers, section, and then put another extra box of total contribution 100%. So for, let's say we have 5 group members in that particular group assignment, so we need to put the contribution. For example, okay, this person contribute more, so we can put 30%. So the lecturers can know who put the most effort on that works and put the least effort on that works. I think that is fair. If all the group members are doing well, you can just put on average lah. For example, 5% over 10 over 100, everyone will get 20%, right? So you can also do that also. Or if in the bad case scenarios, if that person really don't pull any effort, don't contribute it at all, even you have asked them, they don't even read on the group WhatsApp. Usually we have group WhatsApp for assignments, right? If they don't even read, or they didn't notice our message, just don't include their names in our group assignment, because we know that our marks is also their marks. But we have put our effort, we have doing our best, we have trying so hard in make sure the assignment is finished on time, is finished with quality. That is the important things, which with quality. But they don't even put effort, but they also get marks as what we have did, right? So it's not fair. So if that free rider is 100% free rider, exactly, the free rider don't even put any single alphabet or words, just don't include their name, which I believe most of lecturers understand. If the student's name is not in any papers or in any submission, they believe that that student is a free rider. I think that is the most bad problem. But I don't think it's happened in UIA. But the similar scenario that I think it's happened is that we have group mates who is plagiarize, or they just copy and paste and put in our Google Docs, group assignment Google Docs, or in our works, which I believe this is somehow we feel very sakit hati, we feel very geram, right kan? So what I did is, if they do, before I submit any assignment, I will upload my assignment into grammarly.com, grammarly.com, which we can analyze, and we can scan how many percentage of plagiarism. So in there we can see, for me, plagiarism that lecturers accepted is below 30%. Mean if the plagiarism is 20% above, I think it is acceptable. So if you have turn it in, it is better for you to upload your group assignment in there, because it is exactly the what apps that lecturer use to scan our assignment. So make sure if your friends, your free rider that just copy and paste, just ask them to do it again. You snap the result of plagiarism. You just tell them we have scanned your part and your part have plagiarism detected. So we hope that you may adjust or you may paraphrase this part if and hope that they repair and adjust their part. If they don't do so, so we need to sacrifice lah for the sake of our marks. But make sure you ask them, don't do like this, don't do, make sure you advise them and they know what they shouldn't do in group works. Make sure they don't suffer the next person who will be their group mates. Okay.
All right. So, what can I summarize from Sister Zura's explanations is the communication is the key. The first thing first that you need to know is when there is free riders or you know that your group members does not do the work or the assignment, you need to ask them first. What's the problem? You have which part do you do not understand, and you can explain together. And then if they are going too much or going too far, you can just simply go report and for the to the lecturer. And please don't simply go report to the lecturer if you don't know your problem first. So I think that's really good or important points that you can take. So we move to brother Wanta.
All right, thank you, Bat. So first, I'll share my experience having some kind of free rider. So basically, it was during my second year. So basically, this person, I'm sure he copy paste from the internet because when you receive the report from him, there was a different kind of phone size and also different kind of colors for the words. So you obviously know that this kind of word are surely copy paste from somewhere else and then just simply deliver the report to us lah to compile basically. So basically, what I want to say is that free rider exists. It is not a myth, something like that. It is happening. So I'm totally agree, 100% agree with what Sister Dura mentioned. How you should handle with the free rider. uh, so basically what I did is I simply register all the subjects with my friends. So basically most of the subject I register all the subject I register with my friend because I'm afraid that if I don't have anyone to rely on when I'm having this kind of free rider, I might break or I might somehow be in extremely disappointed or extremely frustrated situation. So if I have this kind of friend that I can rely upon, then it will be much more easier for me to handle this kind of situation. So first, you must make sure that you register the subject at least with one of your most trusted friend that you can rely to do the work assignment together. So that's the first thing. The second advice that I want to give is that you should test your group mate. So basically, that's what I did before. So what I did is I would like to distribute the task in the group, in the WhatsApp group, and then try to see their response. And then from their response, you can actually detect if there's any students that actually doing their work half-heartedly or not actually responding to your request or your instruction or something like that. Then you can actually detect this kind of problem earlier. So that's my advice lah. Start your assignment earlier, and you should distribute the task earlier because somehow you will be able to detect this kind of problem in the early phase. Because I believe this kind of free rider problem issue arise when we do the assignments at uh, when the approaching due date is coming. So when we want to try complete all the assignment, when the due date is coming very near, we are struggling to complete our task, our part, and then somehow these free rider are not completing their part. So we kind of feel like panic. We feel like overwhelmed because we have other subjects to complete as well. We have the quizzes, we have other things to do. But then these free rider are giving us trouble. So this kind of situation, I think, what make us frustrated when having to deal with this kind of free rider. So what I think most important is you should try to identify your group mate when you form the group. So even when the lecturers are forming the group for you, and you have to group with whatever person that you never know before, then you should test this person. Then you will know if this person reliable or not. Let's say if this person is not reliable, then you should somehow be able to provide action appropriately. So maybe you can somehow give him a task that is more easier to be handled. And or maybe you can just ignore him and distribute the task among your friends that you trust. And yeah, basically that's how I personally do lah. But somehow I think how you should deal with this kind of free riding is actually depending on your personality. So this morning I actually come across with one interesting video between the two type of personality, between the conscientiousness and the agreeableness. So basically there are two type of person, where for the agreeableness person, this kind of person like somehow feel very empathetic to this to the other person. So maybe you realize that when the free rider are giving excuses, you feel like, he doesn't have much time, he is busy with this, he busy with that, he have health condition, something like that, he has family issue. You feel very empathetic, and then you don't know how to deal with this. You somehow feel like, I should do his part, I should do their part. On the other personality is the conscientiousness, where you feel like, I've given this task, then this person should be able to complete it by hook by crook. So this is the standard, you should be able to do it. So simply giving instruction, and if this person cannot complete it, then you are somehow being frustrated, and then yeah, you kind of feel like you expect too much from this person without somehow try to understand their situation. So this being extreme in these two personality is never good. So I think, like Sister Dura mentioned earlier, we need to somehow first communicate. If you are the kind of person who always being empathy to other people and try to understand and do not want to create conflict, but when you are having the free rider, you must stand for yourself. You must speak what do you want from him, what do you expect from him. And if he truly have any issue, it still doesn't excuse him from committing their responsibility in completing the task. So yeah, you must communicate the issue, try to somehow um, solve the issue first. And then if you cannot solve the issue, then yeah, simply do the task. And then if you want to report. If you don't want to report, then personally I don't think it's never mind kot. So basically that's all from me.
All right. So in order for us to detect the free riders in the group assignments, we need to do the assignments earlier, right? So do the assignment from the beginning. I mean, once the lecturer give you the assignment, the task, you have to do it as soon as possible in order for you to detect the free riders. So to students out there, please don't give too much excuses, and just do your part and be responsible, because your part will affect the group members marks and so on, for the carry marks and so on. So I think Brother Rizwan said, please don't give much excuses, and just do your part, and communication is the key. If you have any problem, just tell your other group members in order for them to help you. All right, so before we move to the next question, I think we can see the questions first. We move to the question Q&A. So anyone have any question, you can just put in the comment sections or chat box. All right. So from Emily, Emily Natasha. Okay, good grade. Okay, this I think is her opinions. A good grade is one. Acquire soft skill is complementary. Communication skill, learn to lead, decision making, self reliance, and etc. It will distinguish you with other graduates. Good luck. So I think Emily Natasha, I know her. She's already in a working sector. So I think she's give us some tips during the studies times and later on when we enter the working sectors. So thank you so much, Emily and Natasha. Anyone else want to ask any questions? So this from beautiful and I just read the comments, right? Okay, personally, I also think that this is important to share with others with what others what mistakes that we did, because somehow we as the junior, we have no idea what are we doing right now. Yes, agree with you. From Asma Hamida, getting out from the comfort zone and challenge ourselves. Yes, we need to challenge ourselves. Yeah. All right. So we have a questions from beautiful Angel. How do you guys study? What are the tips? Okay, these tips will be answered for the next questions, right? All right. Next, Nurul Mazlina. Do you having any specific study methods? Can you share during routine? I have a problem with full class and I get tired at night and evening. So this this question will be answered in the next question. Okay. Correct. All right. So we will answer these questions in the chat box and for the next questions that we will ask for them. All right, we move to the next question. Um, so I actually believe that there will be some push button or booster that kept your momentum and excellences not only in academic but also in co-curriculum activities or programs, right? So can you share with us what's motivate you to keep doing your best in anything, especially in your academics, and what's your support system? So Sister Dura, can you share with us first?
Okay, back to me. What makes me motivated is that okay, I should bring my in every semester I will take a piece of paper, for example this paper, and then I will write down all the subjects that I take, and also alphabet A, big A at the end of this part, so I can see, for example, mathematics A, science A, econometrics A, financial management A. So what I did is I will paste it on my study board, so we see it every day, so we are in track. So we see, oh, we need to have that A. Okay, that one is A. That one is A. We in Malay we call it we pasak in our mind, or we put it hardly in our mind that we need to have an A for that all the subjects that we take on the particular semester. So that is what I did. I need to see every day every subject with A list in my study board. So what I did for the as one of the motivation. And also always remember that we cannot go alone for motivation or some sort of emotional stable. So what I did is I have friends. I know everyone have friends, but if you feel demotivated or you feel tired, you just call over your friends and then ask them, like, for example, like I am very tired, so how about you? Macam they will also feel tired. If you know that everyone is tired, it means everyone is normal actually, because we have classes, full day classes, and then we have to cater with our family matters. For example, helping moms cooking, helping fathers to do some chores at homes. So I know everyone is tired, but if you are demotivated, just call over your friends, ask them any motivation, because I know it's very hard at home, because in university we have friends along, right? So we go to classes with friends, we go eat with friends, so we have that vibes of motivation with friends who also have facing the difficulties in academic study in their life at university. So what can motivate us is how can I say how to keep motivated? um you need to have that spirit, always bring that spirit. You can have tired time. If you are tired, just sleep, just rest, don't play phone, because I know some people, if they tired, they play with their phones. They will look on Google, they will no they will look on YouTube, they will play with Instagram, which I believe this is actually drain your mental energy actually. If you feel tired, just rest, just sleep, don't do anything else, just rest. Or you can have exercise, because if you are playing with phones, and I think it will drain your energy faster. And then always cope with your family members. If you feel demotivated, always call your family members and say to them, that you feel motivated and you need some sort of motivation. Because I believe that in family members, we also have any siblings that in our stage right now, which is online class. So somehow, if I feel very tired, I will come over to my sister's room and I see what they do. So somehow it will boost our energy again. So we see, oh, my sister is studying. So never mind. I cannot just feel lazy anymore. I need to start to study now. And also, what I did as my motivation. Do we have a question on study tips after this, moderator?
Sorry?
Do we have on study tips question after this?
Yeah, yes. We have.
Okay, so I will not show this yet. I will share this later. So on how you keep motivated, what I did is I should take my study list. What I said just now. You need to make sure that you are in track, and you need to physicalize that A, the list of A I said just now, just to make sure that you are motivated. You see every day, oh, I need to get A, I need to get A, I need to get A. So you don't feel the rooms of any laziness. You don't feel any procrastination. You don't feel that. And also, don't forget to ask your friends and your family members help on your motivation.
All right. So what Sister Dura said is you need to list down all the subjects that you are taking for the particular subject for the recent or particular semester, and you need to look at every day so that you will be motivated to get an A. You need to remind yourself, oh, I have to get an A for this subject, this subject, this subject. So automatically you will be motivated and do well in those subjects. And she said that if you feel tired, just go and sleep. Okay, everyone would feel tired. Okay, we need uh okay, we need
As everyone
what
can
we
see,
say. Yes, we can see. Okay, just like Sister Dura shows, that was what she lists down all the subjects that she takes for the semester, and then she aims for the A. So she look at those list every day. That will be motivated, right, to get an A, get an A, get an A. Okay, so you guys can follow her tips. All right, so. She said, if you are lazy, if you are lazy, if you are tired, just go and sleep because our body need rest also, right? But don't over rest lah. Okay, and then I have a tips also. Okay, if you guys want to sleep at night, make sure an hour before you going to sleep, please don't look at any gadgets, any screens, because it will drain your energy. I agree with Sister Dura said, it will drain your energy. So you need to like at least 1 hour before you're going to bed, just don't look at any screen, any phones, any social media. Just relax and go to sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, you'll feel better and energetic. All right. So we move to the brother Izwan.
All right, thank you. But so I will answer this question very briefly because what motivate me is actually myself. Because like I say, I'm not from a very rich family. Just my family is just doing a normal thing. So yeah, what I want to do is just to do my best and try to be the best. So basically, this is my motto lah kot. Not yeah. Basically, I just want to do my best in everything I do. So yeah, it just gives me the feeling of satisfaction when I give my best and then I get the result that I want. And even I don't get the result that I want, I still believe that there are other benefit that I can get along the process. So basically that is my principle of life lah. Always do the best in everything you do. Even at the smallest thing, try do the best. Okay, so basically that's the thing. And yeah, just to give a more clear example is, people say that getting 100 is like impossible, but for me that's my goal. Like getting 100 in every subject, in everything that I do. Getting 100. It's not that I want to be like perfectionist something like that. It just I'm trying to aim for the highest thing possible. I know it is impossible, but it somehow make us push ourselves to do the best. Because if we simply say that I want just to get an A it mean 80. So somehow we are trying to compromise our effort. We just to do something just like cukup-cukup makan. As long as we get an A, then we will be complacent enough. Then I think that is not the appropriate attitude lah to have if as a student or if as anything lah, any person. I think what we should have is the mentality to do our best in everything we do. So having this kind of mentality will somehow motivate us to do and to move or to plan to achieve that kind of goal. So yeah, basically that's my how I motivate myself. Yeah, and another thing I want to add, so yeah, somehow when we aim too high and then we don't get that result, we might feel disappointed. Yeah, that's very true. I have this kind of experience where during my secondary school, I always get good result in my academics, but then when I enter into foundation level CFS, then I got my first B. It was my first B, to be honest, for CFS subject, and I feel very like disappointed. How come I got B? I think there must be something wrong. But then that kind of result somehow make me realize that I've given my best, and if that did if that is the result that I deserve to get, then it is what it is lah. So yeah, it's a learning process, but always aim high, always aim the best, always aim to be 100, always aim for perfection. But we will never attain perfection. It is impossible, but we are moving towards that direction lah, toward being the best. So yeah, that's how I motivate myself.
All right, so we need to like do our best and put some goals to achieve. So what motivate brother Wanta is just do your best, just keep going, and never give up, right? So I think that was really good point, okay, for us to follow. Just do your best, just same like Sister Dura. um, don't give up, just go through whatever you're going through. All right, so I want to add some points from Sister Dura. She said that during the pandemic era, we are having online classes, right? So have no friend physically, we didn't go to class physically. So she said uh the communication is also the key. If you feel motivated, you can call your friends, over your friends, tell what's your problems and so on, because we are more comfortable with the friends, right? Yeah, because the vibe or the environment, the students environments is basically we have a friends, we have the kuliah, we have the classes, we have the lectures, we go and for the physical classes. So that is the basically the common or the natural environment for the students, right? So the communication also the key. If you feel demotivated, you can call over your friends and tell them and so on. All right, so we move to the next question. All right, this question would be a bit personal, but I think it's kind of general questions. Okay, I believe that everyone have ever faced the hardest subjects, right? You might be taking some subject you think is very hard. It's really tough for you. So, do you guys have any tips on how to score the subject? Brother Rizwan, can you share first?
All right, sure. So like I said earlier, yeah, surely I have experience having to take or face a very difficult subject for me lah personally, and the subject is English. I don't know why, because I don't kind of like English that very much lah. The thing. So, but what I did was it is a very cliche and boring answer, but that's how I do lah. Somehow we need to face the problem head on. We cannot run away. First we need to realize that it is our weakness. Like the subject is something that we are having difficulties to learn. First we need to realize if we are trying to somehow live in the denial that we are not doing good in that subject, then we will be in trouble lah. First we need to realize when we are having difficulties. Having that kind of realization will make us somehow make a plan to how we want to cope with this situation. And personally, when I realize that I'm not good in English, so when I take English subject, then I have an extra like some kind of plan or precaution. I do the assignment earlier, or I do I allocate more time lah basically for this kind of subject. I know that I'm not good, so I should spend more time with it. So if for subject that is I'm good, then I might spend less time for that subject. So basically that's how I do lah. I put extra work, I plan what is my weaknesses, and then I try to identify. I know English is my weakness, then what in English that is my weaknesses personally? Is it the grammar, or is it the words or the vocabulary that I'm weak at? So we need to be particular in what area of that subject that we are weak or we are not good at. So we need to identify what is our weaknesses. I think most of the time when we are having difficulties or we are having difficult subject, then we try to avoid. We don't want to even learn that subject. Oh, this subject is difficult, so I don't want to study. If I can pass, then it is good enough for me. If I got C, then it's good enough, or maybe B or A minus. Somehow, this kind of mentality is not good. So if we know that this subject is difficult, rather than we running away from that subject or being complacent with getting pass or B, we should try to uh, face the subject head on. It is, I'm not sure if the term is right or not, but it is my belief lah. If the subject is difficult, then you need to think more about the subject. So yeah, so I think that's how lah we should deal with the subject and spend more time. And if you still after trying to identify your problem and you try few method or solution to somehow cater the problem, but you still couldn't get over it, then you need to seek advice from the lecturer or your friend on how they are dealing with the subjects. So maybe you can get some tips on how to do better in that subject lah. So I think that's how lah. That's from me.
All right, before I summarize Brother Wanta's points, I think it's better for Sister Dura answer two, and then I will summarize both of your points, right? Okay, Sister Dura, can you answer?
Okay, refer to the question. What we need to do if we need to take a subject that we are not interested to, yeah, or subject that is hard for us, yeah. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
first of all, we need to remember again we need to redha, because that is subject that we need to take, especially if it is a pre-required subject. I know that a lot of people complain about UNGAS. They said the workload is more than the core subject. The workload is heavier. It's very packed of assignments. But don't worry, my advice is, if you find that subject is hard or you don't like that subject, first of all, you need to make sure you have friends that you can have enjoy together with them about the subject. If you don't like that subject and then you don't have friend on that subject, so how can you carry on up until to the last semester, right? So what I did is, if I have less interest or I face hard subjects for that particular subject, I will find a friend that good for that subject, and find friends that they are expertise in that subject. Because we know that people have many types. For example, I don't prefer on reading subject. I like on analytical or data or graph or pie chart subjects, which is require a lot of analytical skills. But I don't much like for reading. So for example, any philosophy subjects I don't much enjoy, but I know we need to finish it all. No matter what, we need to finish it. So I will find friends that have good relationship with that subject. So if we feel boring or we don't understand that particular part, we can ask them. So we can study together, or we can have a video call, or we can set up Google meeting with them. So it will create enjoyness for us to learn that hard subject. And also, my advice is, if you don't like that subject, but one thing that you cannot run off is, don't procrastinate or don't later on your understanding on the earlier part of the subject. Because if you miss the understanding for the first few words of the chapter, and then what we say is, dah lah tak suka, and then you don't try to understand, and you don't try to put effort, so how can you bring along all the lectures or the assignment up to until at the end of the semester? So please make sure you force yourself, no matter what, force yourself find any encouragement, find your friends, and then you need to make sure the first part of the chapters you understand. So if you understand but you don't like it, just understand. Don't like it, but need to understand. So understand from the beginning, and then I will believe that you will slowly can go on and carry on with the subject until at the end of the semester. And also, this is one hacks that I do. If there is particular subject that needs you to read a lot, what I did is I will divide the chapters with my gang, my study gang, or my study members, my group mates, the particular chapter. For example, for quiz 2, we have 5 chapters. So what I did is, for example, this 2 chapter is more on calculation or more on numerical part. So I will take over these two topics, and then my friend who prefer to read, who likes reading, who enjoy on, for example, philosophy or history, I will give these topics to them. So we are specialized in that particular topic. So when it comes to quiz or tests, which the lecturers allow for discussion or open book, so we can have each other's expertise and we may help each others on that question. For example, the question came out on numerical question, so I will cater that question and I will explain to my friend and make sure my friend understand. And the part of answering it is depend on each others, how each others understand, on how each others want to explain the answer sheet. So this is the hack that I always do with my friend. Always divide with your friend and make sure you believe lah that friend, you have trust that friend. Don't you divide divide the topics, but only you je yang focus on that topics. Your friend just lepas tangan. Don't do like that lah, because nanti at the end you will suffer yourself. So make sure you make it divide that topics, and then you discuss again, or you divide the topic and then you set up a Google Meet and then you study together. So I think these tips will help you to develop. You need to develop the passion on that particular subject. Don't rush, just take your time and slowly develop the love for that subject. Just take your time, okay?
All right. So, what can I summarize from both of your points? You need to identify which part that you are don't like. Okay. Don't ignore the subject. You need to put more effort on the subject because you are think that subject is really hard, right? So and then Sister Dora said you need to seek your friends that. So that you can enjoy to learn that subject together, and then try to understand every single part. And don't if you don't like that subject or you think that subject is really hard, you can just understand from what Sister Dora said. Just understand, because at the end of the day, the question would be based on your understandings, right? And then Sister Dora said divide the chapters, right? If you have a few chapters, then you can divide into divide with your friends, and then you enter the group discussion, and then you can explain about that particular chapters from each one of you. All right. So we move to the last question, I think, because we almost come to the end of our last session. All right. So the next question is, do you guys to prefer study individually or grouping, and why you choose so? And can you share with us your tips, your study tips, in details throughout the semester? And also believe that will be some students really wanted to know your daily routine as an excellent students, right, before the pandemic and during the pandemic time. Do you get the question? Yeah, do you prefer to study individually or grouping? Your study tips and your duly routine as an excellent students during the pandemic or before the pandemic hit us. Sister Dura, can you answer first?
Okay, I'm waiting for this question. So, for me, I will prefer to study individually first before getting into any discussion, because I believe that everyone pace is different. For example, this person is fast learner, maybe this person a slow learner. But I believe that we can take time. Don't rush. We can take time, right? So I believe that during this online class, the lecturers will have pre-recorded video where we can play back up to 10 seconds, 5 seconds, or we can adjust the speed mode. So I believe that this will adjust accordingly to that particular person lah. If for example the person is fast learner, they can just simply for one shot watching the video and it's done. They will understand. But somehow for me, I will just somehow I will pause a bit and then I write and then I I go back again and I write, because I need to make sure there is no point that I left behind. So the tips is, if you want to get any into discussions, make sure you prepare yourself first. Okay, take your time individually to learn yourself first, and then if you are ready and understand, so you can open for any discussion lah, so that it will make sure the discussion is fast. For example, if you don't prepare yourself and then you get into the discussion and then your friend discuss this is or that and this or that, and then you just keep quiet there, so your friend will feel like, are we lefting out this friend, so it will delay lah the discussion. And also it's related to group assignments, right? So please make sure before you do any group assignment, you prepare yourself your personal understanding on that particular subject or particular topics. Okay, and then another one tips is, don't if you are individual person, meaning you prefer to study alone or study individual, but for me, you need to open yourself for discussion somehow, because in discussion we can test our understanding, either what we understand is exact or wrong or right, so it will help us better lah. And also don't what we call kedekut ilmu, macam like you want to study alone, don't do like that. Jangan buat macam tu, because ilmu and knowledge, this is from Allah, like it is abroad, sangat luas. So what we need to do is we need to share, open discussion. Don't keep your for example, we somehow come up with our own formula, our own acronym. So share this with your friends, so your friend will also study easier. Okay, so if you found out the easiest way for example to answer this particular equation, mathematical equation, okay, share to your friend. Don't kedekut, don't kedekut. Okay, and then about the study tips. Okay, I want to share two study tips, but I would like to say earlier, if you don't understand on these study tips, feel free to WhatsApp me or DM me on Instagram or anywhere. I will explain again to you guys free on it. Okay, don't worry. Okay, what I do first is, I have this one notebooks, the spiral at above. So what I did is, I will list down all the assignments and all the things to do that I need to do lah. So why I choose this type of books, because if you have tables and then your notebook can stand like this now. So in your table you can see, you can directly see your notebook, because I know somehow people use a sticky note, but I don't prefer sticky note because it will have, I need to buy more sticky notes. So I prefer to use this notebook. And also I have this one attitude of very eager to cross any things that I have done. So I need to make sure things that I plan in this page must be done before the end of the day. So for example, I have to email lecturer, I have to edit and submit this assignment. I need to make sure the day is, in that day I need to finish what I have listed down in this page. And then before you go to sleep, you open new page and then you list down what you want to do the next day. So when you wake up, you already know, I need to print ebook, I need to start to doing usra budi. Okay. So you are in track of what you need to do for your assignment. So you have no room of demotivated, because you have a lot of things to do. So you have no rooms of demotivated. If you get wake up from sleep, you know, I have work to do. So you have no time for play, but give your rooms, give your life not very strict lah to this list of things to do. If you cannot do that in that day, don't cry lah, jangan nangis, don't be sad, but you can still bring forward to the next page. Okay, so this is what I did to keep me in track and to keep me in motivated mood. So make sure you list down what you want to do and then you cross it. If it is more important, you can highlight it. So you know, between all the list, the highlighted one is the most crucial and the most important, that you need to finish it by today, for example. So this is also my study tips that I did. And also I have a lot of these spiral notebooks that I still keep from the first year and from my foundation year, which I want to see back again in 10 years time later, what I did, what I do like that. So this one will help you, and keep this one will be the new study tips for anyone who doesn't do that before. Okay, this one is only cheap at kedai RM2, at RM 2 shop. You can just get it RM2 for 3 or 4. Okay, this one can help you to keep in track. Okay, the next study tips that I did is I have this life planner. I call this as life planner. Okay, this one is just an A4 which I just sellotape at the end of the A4 and I will sambungkan. I will use panjang-panjang. I will sambungkan. But this one is only just one A4 tau. One A4, one A4, one A4. So the tips is you do 7 box you do 7 box from above to the below. It means for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, it means that one row represent 1 week. So you write down the day and the dates. If everyone nampak ke? Okay, and then you can see if, for example, you have quiz at this box. For example, you have quiz at this box, right? So from this day, you can see you have another 2 weeks ahead. 1 week, 2 weeks ahead. So you will know which one you need to prioritize. Understand? So if you have quiz, you just write down quiz. If you have deadline, you just write down deadline. So this one will be some life planner that I did that make me interact also. So I can see which one come first for me to prioritize. Understand? If you don't think that this notebook is help you, you can put it aside. But you need to write lah on, for example, this box hari Isnin, Monday, 1st February. What you need to do? For example, you need to photo state, you need to print, you need to submit. Okay, you write down it. You write down it in this box, and then you will know. Oh, on that day I need to do this, and then after that you cross. So you will feel motivated tau if you did all and then you cross all. Understand? So this one, I hope this one is the study tips that I did. So I hope it helps. And if anyone don't understand about this life planner, can just hit me up on Instagram, or if you have my numbers, you just can hit me up and I will explain it in details. Don't worry. Okay, that's all study tips from me.
All right, thank you, Sister Dura. We can move to Brother Rizwan. Wanta.
All right, thank you, bud. All right, so I'm totally 100% agree with Sister Dura that first I prefer study alone first, study individually. Then after that, I will only do group study if I have complete all the learning material that I want to complete lah. Because I believe that if we are going to have a group study without we all learning, or without we know the content of the subject first, then the group learning or the group study will not be effective. It will be much more wasting time than we study individually. So yeah, that's my advice lah. If you want to study, then study first. Then if you compile all the question, all the thing that you don't understand, then during the group discussion, then only you can discuss it, and you will make most of the time using for the group study. So that's for the group study versus individual study part lah. Okay, moving to the study tip. So I think it is not like a very deep secret, or I think it's a very open secret lah. And I believe what Sister Dura has been doing is actually very similar to what I did. So I want to share the same thing lah. So basically, this is my to-do list lah. So I think it's very much similar, and I think the key to this question, how to study, what is the tip to study, is actually I would like to give it into 2 points. The first is the planning, and second is the execution. So in terms of planning, there's a very beautiful quote saying that if you fail to plan, then you are planning to fail. And I believe this is the very important part, where most students, I'm not saying that they are failing to plan, but their planning is not effective or not efficient, or maybe some students don't even planning for their academic part. So yeah, that's the first thing. And to elaborate more on this point, I think how I plan is that because I've trained, or I've accustomed to it, and I've familiar with myself. So most of the time, the important date is I kept it within my mind, and also I actually wrote down a lot of important dates in the computer, in my laptop, in my smartphone, even on paper. Basically, I just wrote down it everywhere, where I want to write it, but actually most of the time I already remember the important date. So for example, this semester my big submission is on May, and my quiz will be on next Saturday. So basically I've remembered the important date. So I do this because I want to keep check with myself that these are the important dates that I need to not forget, and I need to study and I need to complete my task. So the first most important thing in if how you want to do well in your study is to have a proper planning. But there are some people who don't actually have a proper planning, but they somehow manage to do it. But I think this kind of people are very rare, and I think most people need to have a proper planning in order to get a good, in order to do well in the study. And if you think that you are planning to do all the assignment last minute and to study the day or of the quizzes, if you think that the planning is good, then I think this is the problem, where the problem lies lah, where your planning is not effective or inefficient. So my first tips, or my first idea is that you must have a proper planning, and you must make sure that the planning is feasible. The planning must be effective. And the second part on the planning is that you must execute your plan. And let's say for me, I've put my plan that this week I must find the material for my assignment. Then if I don't do what I have planned, then the plan will be useless lah. So that's the two important thing, where you must plan and then you must execute your plan. So yeah, I think that's where the most important tip. And then for the another tip study, I think it is important for you to identify what is your study style is all about. So let's say me, myself personally, I'm the kind of person who need to read and to do the exercise. I'm not the kind of person who can, like, when the lecturers are giving the lecture, I can catch up, or I can get all the important points. So I'm not that kind of person. During the class, most of the time I will just listen and do the notes, but I don't expect much, because I know that I cannot get all the important notes during during the lecture class, because that is me. That is my weakness. I know that. Because of that, I know my weakness. Then what I did was I read the slides, and I read additional materials online, so that I can further enhance or comprehend the content that the lecturer did. So what I do is I always make notes for my subject. So that's how I deal with it lah. But I also know one of my friend that have this kind of learning style, where he can actually learn from the audio or the video punya style lah, where he don't even need to write notes, but he can actually get the content from just listening to the video. So basically his audio, his ears is very good lah. So this kind of person, maybe he don't even need to write notes. But for me, I know that I'm not good at listening, but I'm good at memorizing things, and I'm good at when I do the exercise, I can remember it well. So that's where I go lah. So first, you must identify which study style is you. If you are more to watching videos and listening, then you should focus during the class. If you are more to the type of student who need to read textbooks, who need to memorize the slides, who need to find additional material online to understand, then this is the area where you should go. And then another thing is, if you find that both is not your style, you need someone else to explain the thing. Maybe the lecturer's explanation is too high, you cannot understand, then you need someone else to explain the concept to you. Then this is where you need to go. You need to find your friend, ask their help, and do the notes. So first, you need to identify what is your strength and what is your weaknesses. And then if you have identified all these things, make a proper planning, when to study, when to do the assignment, and then you must execute the plan. Do not procrastinate. That's the most important lah. Execution. Without the execution, then all the planning will be meaningless. And then I think this is the last question. So I want to somehow give a conclusion. So basically, study is important, but do not forget that society or co-curricular activity is also very important. And like I said earlier, during your first or second year is your exploration time. You can explore all the possibilities in IIUM. but do not overextend yourself to that to the extent that you exhaust yourself, that you somehow cannot cope with all the tension and the pressure, and that you don't even have the good memories or do having a good experience in IIM. So you must make sure that you have a proper balance with the co-curriculum activities and studies, so that whenever you have a tension in study, you can go to the society or you can attend talk so that you can release the tension. And then when but at the same time you prioritize your study as well. So that's what I want to know your capabilities. Don't listen to your friend that can you go and become the society, become the committee for this program, become the committee for this program. You know yourself. If you can do it, you take it. If not, then you don't have to take it lah. Don't listen to your friend. Yeah, I think you know yourself better. Do what you think is important. Right. So I think that's all right for me.
All right, before I conclude all the explanations from our speakers, I would like to remind you guys you can ask the questions at the chat box. All right, so what I can conclude from you guys' explanation is Sister Dora said that everyone has their own way to study. Then both of you prefer to study alone or individually first, so that you can, you can explore by yourself first. You can what's we're going to discuss later on in the group discussion and so on, so that when you are going to discuss with your group members, you can exchange your idea, you can exchange your understandings and so on, and then you can test your knowledge, right? And then next is you need to list down all the assignment activities or the programs that you're going to have later on. If you have something that crucial very important, just highlighted them, and then be prepared lah for that particular ones. All right, and then so Sister Sister Dura say if you want, you can buy the notes book from Kedai RM2. It's very cheap. Okay, you can write down to do list everything, and then you can use the A4 paper to do the timetables like that she show right now. Okay, all right, and then Brother Rizwan said do the proper planning. Okay, also same, you study individually first or alone first, so that you can understand first, and then it's not overburden other people when you are going to enter the group discussions, because when people ask you, you can answer perfectly. And then do not procrastinate your work. Okay, and if you are doing your plan, execute your plan later on. And then like Brother Wanta said, he's not the kind of people like a kind of students that really easy to absorb. Once the lecturer teaching at the head, then you cannot really like easily absorb, right? You need to do the exercises, you need to revise back, highlight those important points and so on. And then all right, and then read the slides. Okay, identify your study style. Okay, your weaknesses, so that you can improve later on. And then if you are, and then what Brother want to conclude is, when you are in the first year, please join society. Do balance lah, do balance, because the society, the programs that you're going to join is can develop your skills, and it can develop your capabilities when you are enter the working sector later on. And then yeah, as planned, if you are not understand in certain topic or certain subjects or certain parts, you can ask your friends, or you can meet your lecturer later on. Okay, I think that's all for our questions today, so we move to the question session. Okay, dear panelists, can I know you guys study during Ramadan? Anyone can answer first? Dear panelists, can I know you guys study during Ramadan?
You see the draw? Answer.
Okay, during Ramadan, I think it just more or less seems with non-Ramadan month. I think because no matter what we need to study, right? Even though it's puasa or it's not puasa, but my suggestion is during Ramadan that is the only month for us to beribadah. So make sure don't study very hard until you don't perform solat tarawih, because that is the only time that we can perform solat tarawih. Okay, so that time the very crucial is the time management, where you need to know maybe during the day before Zohor your energy is very high because you after sahur, after wake up from sleep, so your energy is still 100%. So I think that one we can more doing more assignment or focus to do a lot of things on day before Zohor, and after Zohor I believe that everyone will be very tired for the attending the whole class and then doing assignments. So maybe at the evening side we can have somehow like leisure readings, or somehow do revision, or doing assignment, and then at the night after berbuka or after iftar we are already re-energize our energy. So I think we can back again to do hard assignment, for example a written assignment, research paper. So we need to make sure at what time our energy level is high and at what time our energy level is drained. So please make sure at your drain energy level that you don't force yourself. Just if you feel tired, just have your rest. Don't push yourself very hard, and make sure your time management is very well between family, because you know in family time during Ramadan is very meriah, right? We want to bazar Ramadan, we want to cooking together, we need to prepare for Raya, but make sure your academics is also in line, and not left your academics. Okay, you need to more on sacrifice lah. We need to sacrifice, and don't forget to take your sahur, because sahur can give you energy throughout the day.
Right. Yeah, basically my point is the same. I think during Ramadan, there won't be much different for me because I'm the kind of a morning person. So basically my working hour, it's not like working hour. Basically the time where I start doing all my activities is 7 a.m. in the morning, and then I try to push it until 9 or 10 p.m. every day. So I try to make my time be most productive as possible. But I also must make sure that I have a proper rest during the Zohor, before Zohor or after Zohor. I will make sure that I have a short nap, because I've been, like I said, I start my work at 7 a.m. Either I watch video lecture or read any materials. So yeah, it is very crucial to have a proper rest lah during the day. And then yeah, during Ramadan I don't think it will be much problem because I start doing my tasks in the morning, early in the morning. So right before Maghrib, without you realizing, you have already complete most of the tasks. So usually my night time is my leisure time, so I will just rest, play phone, something like that lah. So yeah, start your day early, sleep early, then you can make your day most productive, even during Ramadan.
All right, thank you. So we move to the next question. May I know what is your preparation 1 week before the exam or during the study week? Brother Rizwan, can you answer first?
All right, sure, no problem. So I will share based on my experience. So the most good example is during my CFS or during my first year. I think that is where I most committed to study lah. And towards the end of this degree, I don't really have that kind of motivation to study that much lah. Basically what I did during my CFS in my first year, because I'm not from the accounting background, I'm from science stream student, so I don't have background in accounting. So it is a totally new subject for me. I don't I'm not doing that well. So yeah. So what I did is, I know that I'm still new. So during that time, I study as early as 3 or 4 weeks before the final exam, because I believe that 1 week before final examination is not enough. That's me lah, because personally I will read all the textbook, all the slides, something like that, because I want to make sure that I have a complete understanding of the subjects. So that's the first thing. So I start as early as 1 month during the first year and during my CFS, a month before the examination. So the first 2 weeks I will complete all the materials, I will read all the slides, and then the next 2 weeks or a week before the final examination, I've started doing the exercise. I've even repeat the exercise few times to make sure that I really understand the question. So even for the final examination, it's not enough for you to do or to try it once, because if you try it once, then you might think that you have understand the question, but actually if you try it again, then you might actually you don't even remember what you answered earlier. So what I did was I tried the question of the final paper exam twice or thrice to make sure that I really understand the question. So what I did was, first I will make sure that I've read all the slide, all the materials that the lecturers give, and then I will do some exercise. That's the most important thing that I did during my first and second year. And then if I have extra time, because basically I'm not sure why, because during the night of the examination, some student will come to me to ask some question. So yeah, that's one of the reason why I study early, because I know that during the night of the examination, people will come and they will ask questions. So I will not have enough time for me to study anymore. So I have to study early, and that night I will somehow be ready to discuss the question and to discuss the subject with my friends. So yeah, that's how I do it.
Okay, sorry for the internet connections. Sister Dura, have you answered the question?
Okay, not yet. Okay, regarding the question,
Okay.
what I did 1 week before final examination is, first, we need to study early, but my conscious here is, don't cram ourselves at the end of the semester during the study week for us to relearn again from the scratch, from the chapter 1 until at the end of chapter. So what I did is, in the earlier of the semester, this is the right time for you to prepare this one. Okay, I bring all my materials. Okay, this one is file for every subject. For example, I write here. Okay, okay, like that, Econo A, Inter-Econs A, ICT A, and here A. So what I did is, I will make sure I will have preparation from the earlier of the semester. So I will make sure if the lecturer has post any slides, I will print it out and make it as physical, because I'm not a person of visual person. So I need to have pen and papers like old school types. So I will make sure I will print any slides and I will compile in one file according to their subjects. And at the end of the semester, what you already have enough study materials. This is not worried, and you have no more worried anymore on the study materials. Everything you have written down, you have understand. So at 1 week before final examination, what you can did is, you have no worries on study that night. You need to open the textbook again, so you don't have that time anymore. So what you can do is, at the end of the semester, you need to make sure you ask your lecturer what structure for the final examination. For example, objective, MCQs, true or false. So during this time, you need to prepare yourself for the examination, not for study anymore. Okay, not for study anymore. And then you need to ask your lecturer how many chapters that the lecturer will include during the examination. So for example, the chapters only for chapter 7, 8, and 9. So you can just pick 7, 8, and 9 slides from your file, and then you can just study, just recap or do revision again. Simply during your lying on bed, and then you can just read it again. There is no time anymore for you to understand, for you to baru nak faham, understand tak? Baru nak faham, that time, that is late. So make sure during that time, you just focus on that topics, and then you can make discussion, and then you focus on past year papers. Is for me, I will analyze past year papers structure. For example, I will take some of past year papers, and then I will see the pattern. For example, okay, the first question usually true or false. Okay, and then 10. The next question will be short answer question. For example, 2 questions. So we analyze every year's punya past year paper. So we can see the pattern and we can estimate what the question that will be asked. So and then we need to study early. which is the preparation. Study early is not early of study week, early of the semester. Okay, early of the semester. Again, you can just get this file from RM2 shop. Okay, go to RM2 shop, buy this file, buy this notebook. Okay, after this, go check it out, buy it for your own self. Okay, and then you need to focus on the hard part that you less understand, and please make sure yourself is very ready for you to sit at the examination. Don't you just randomly ask yourself, okay, how about this one? What is that? If you cannot understand, please be worried. Please make sure you are well prepared to sit your final examination. You can answer if any question is appear during in the paper, so that you will be very prepared lah. And then you have the whole understanding during the class. Then you just recap a little bit, and you can inshallah perform well in your final examination.
All right, thank you. So I think kedai RM2 is very beneficial for everyone. So don't forget to go kedai RM2 and buy the notes book. Okay. All right. So the last answer from Sister Dura just now showed that we have come to the end of our program today. Thank you so much to both of you for lending your precious time to spend with me and everyone's here. I would like to say thanks again to our speakers today for the informative and interesting sharing with everyone. Hopefully, our sharing session today will be beneficial for everybody, inshallah. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kita live lagi ke?
I think we are still live.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Your IG, Sister Dura, they want to follow your IG to get more tips.
Okay. DURRAE_. Hit me up kat situ, okay? Just hit the DMs, tanya je soalan. If you are feel demotivated, I can give you motivation. I can inject you motivation.
Thank you so much, Sister Dura.
Don't forget to join IFSC also, okay? And don't forget to go kedai RM2 and buy the notes book.